Good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. Welcome. Good morning, everybody. What's up? It is your girl Paulette. I am the owner and founder of Brownstone Worldwide, which houses quite a few things. But the one thing that we want you to know is that we actually house brownstoneworldwide.com. That is a platform where we are changing the narrative on how we tell our stories, and we're welcoming you home. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to grab our coffee. We're going to get into a little bit of this news and information that you can use. We got about 4 minutes that we're going to be spending listening to what everybody has to say about what's happening around the world. Go ahead, you guys, grab your coffee, grab something to drink. If you've got something that you're going to be taking a bite of this morning, go ahead and grab that as well. We're going to get into this news really quick. And then I'm going to grab some more tips, topics to talk for you and all kinds of cool stuff. Let you know what's happening with brownstoneworldwide.com. Go ahead and like, comment, share. Let us know that you are here with us this morning. And let's get into a little bit of news and information that you can use. Again, you guys, this is the day shift. We're preparing to give you some news. If she would load, I don't know what's going on here. What's happening? All right, we're going to try it again because she's playing too much. Alrighty. And I've got about 30 minutes to spend with you all. We'll see how this goes. So first of all, before, because now it wants to act a fool. So we're just going to let it do what it's going to do. And let us get ready to, I have an idea, you all. Here we go. All right, so she's going to go ahead and do what she's going to do. She's just a little slow this morning. We got some news to cover this morning, you guys. And I want you all to kind of let me know what you're feeling on a couple of topics that we're going to be covering when it comes to some things that happened yesterday. We want to talk about some of those things. Hang on just a second. I'm going to be pulling her up. Y'all, a couple of things happened yesterday, and I'm sure that you all have seen it. Number one, we have that Queen Elizabeth has passed away.
Ukraine has captured more than 270 square miles of its territory in the east and south during a lightning counteroffensive, a Ukrainian general said Thursday, offering their first official assessment of the operation.
The gains, if confirmed and held, would be a serious blow for Russia, which Western intelligence services say has suffered huge casualties. They would also represent a big boost for Kyiv, which is keen to show its Western backers that it can change the facts on the ground by force and deserves continued support. Harry Michaels reporting.
The gunman who live-streamed himself driving around Memphis shooting at people, killing 4 and wounding 3 others on Wednesday, was just released early from a prison sentence for aggravated assault, court records show.
19-year-old Ezekiel Kelly was released early from a prison sentence for previous aggravated assault, court records show. Mayor Jim Strickland, who later pounded the podium as he demanded accountability, if Mr. Kelly served his full 3-year sentence, he would still be in prison today, and 4 of our fellow citizens would still be alive, he said. Davis Richards reporting.
Food insecurity among families with children fell in 2021, reversing a spike during the first year of the COVID-19 pandemic, according to a U.S. Department of Agriculture report released this week.
Some 6.2% of households with children, or 2.3 million families, were unable at times to provide adequate, nutritious food for their kids last year, compared with 7.6% in 2020, the report found. Last year's rate was not significantly different than the 2019 share. However, the news was not all good. Elderly Americans living alone experienced an increase in food insecurity. The rate rose to 9.5% last year, from 8.3% in 2020. Roger Cantor reporting.
The European Union proposed a price cap on Russian gas after President Vladimir Putin threatened to cut off all energy supplies if it took such a step, raising the risk of rationing in some of the world's richest countries this winter.
The escalating standoff could drive up sky-high European gas prices further, adding to already eye-watering bills EU governments are paying to stop their energy providers collapsing and prevent cash-strapped customers freezing in the cold months ahead. Michael Patterson reporting.
This is the latest news headlines. An outbreak of bird flu that has led to the deaths of 43 million chickens and turkeys this year across the U.S. has been found at a giant egg-laying operation in Ohio, state and federal agricultural officials said. The case confirmed over the weekend in Ohio's Defiance County has affected roughly 3 million chickens, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. The egg-laying farm has started euthanizing all of its flock, said Dennis Summers, the state's veterinarian. A building collapsed in Syria's northern city of Aleppo on Wednesday, killing at least 11 people, including 3 children, the Syrian state television reported. The TV said the illegal built 5-story building in Aleppo's southern neighborhood collapsed in the evening. It said 7 women, 3 children, and an elderly man were killed. A woman who died after a shark attack in the Bahamas on Tuesday afternoon has been identified as a university employee from Pennsylvania. 58-year-old Carolyn DePlacido was vacationing with her family and took a private snorkeling excursion, during which when she was attacked by the bull shark about 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, according to the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Apple unveiled its new iPhone 14 with safety features including crash detection and satellite-based emergency SOS during its highly anticipated launch, as the company also revealed new AirPods Pro and Apple Watches. The new iPhone 14 comes in 5 colors: midnight, starlight, blue, purple and product, or red. Apple confirmed there will be no mini version. And that's
You guys, y'all, another iPhone coming out. I just got the 13. I have the 13 Pro or Plus or whatever it's called, right? And it's got some amazing features. So another iPhone is on its way. So good morning, everybody. It's your girl Paulette, and this is the Day Shift. You are currently in the mix with brownstoneworldwide.com. You want more news and information that you can use? The best thing for you to do is to head over to brownstoneworldwide.com, where you can get information throughout your day that is going to keep you informed of what's happening around the world. And one of the things that we pride ourselves on is changing the narrative and welcoming you home where you can get the unbiased facts. All right, you guys, yesterday, Queen Elizabeth passed away. And now we have a successor, of course, who is going to be King Charles III, who is going to be returning soon to London. Why is this important and why are we talking about this? Well, first of all, it's in the news. It actually came across my news feed yesterday as it was being announced. And so I have a special news feed where I get things a little bit earlier than some other folks. And so I saw it and I went, and went about my day. And one of the reasons why I want to say this, and maybe this is kind of harsh or whatever, but weren't you a part of some of the most atrocious things that happened on the continent of Africa? What about India? All of those places. And so didn't you guys just kind of have a relationship with Barbados that you released them from? And it wasn't really a relationship. They wanted their own sovereignty. They wanted their own nation. And who was it? Was it the prince or was it the Prince Charles that went down there? Or was it Prince William who went down there and kind of was a part of the ceremony to free some Black folks that they had been receiving funds from for quite some time? Okay. And I'm supposed to be moved? I'm not. Prayers to the family, because no matter what, you had a family, you had people that loved you. And I don't know. It's a new day. It's a new era. And we know a little bit more than we did back then about how all of this works. I'm sorry. I'm not moved by the monarchy losing someone who helped to uphold some of the things that she did. So there you go. I'm sticking to it. I'm cool. Now that is bias. All right. So take it any way that you want to. Once again, you are paying attention to your girl Paulette. I am the owner and founder of brownstoneworldwide.com. And also all of the things that fall under it. That's another topic for another day. Let's go ahead and give you more news and information that you can use. Go ahead and let us know that you're here by going ahead and liking, commenting, and sharing, giving me some stars, showing me some love with those hearts and things of that nature so we can go ahead and continue to give you the news. One of the things that we wanted to talk about today was food insecurity. And I know that I talk about this a lot, especially when I'm doing my tips, topics, and talk. And we're talking about all of the things that are an issue when it comes to food insecurity. So one of the things that I do, guys, if you are not familiar with tips, topics, and talk, is we literally go through and we share how I am able to get about $150 worth of groceries for about $10. $10, $15, something like that, right? And what I've learned to do is to go through my local community to find out where there are food co-ops or places where I can get large bulk items for a little or nothing. And I like to share those with you all and let you know exactly what that looks like in terms of what I'm doing in my area. Food insecurity is basically a disruption of food intake for mainly, let's talk about this, the elderly and children. Those are the ones who had who are being impacted the most. And now here's something else. According to NPR, they're saying that children had better food access in 2021, but it actually got worse for senior citizens. And in most instances, what was happening was we were seeing a lot of people who were receiving all kinds of assistance and support and help, especially if you're young children. They had more access compared to the previous year, but for other population groups, such as the elderly and women living alone, food insecurity was actually on the rise. And that was actually according to the agricultural department. The rate of food insecurity was about 6.2% per household with children in 2021. And that was actually a decrease from 7.29% in 2020. Now, that national average for food insecurity is actually 10.2%. So one of the things that we noticed back in the day, it's been almost a year now, is a lot of folks literally received food support because of COVID. So the Department of Agriculture actually had a difficult time providing food this year. And so it was basically left up to the states, right? So the states decided whether or not you were going to get additional food rations or food stamps or Quest card or whatever people may call it. And what people have been able to do is to take that money, feed their families, eat well. Okay. People are doing all kinds of creative things with the food stamps or whatever you want to call it, or the Quest card. And so people were able to eat. Now we're finding now that there's a decline of this ravaging disease, COVID, and we're learning how to handle it. We know a little bit more. Those support systems are being removed. And so we're seeing a lot of food insecurity returning. And so that's where you're going to see a lot of those churches and different places who are going to see an influx of people that are going to start coming back to get that additional support. So according to the agriculture department, the average American literally spends $62.50 per person every week for food. I don't know about anybody else, but that's still too high for me. I could probably spend that on my entire family. So good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Paulette. Once again, this is The Day Shift, and you are currently watching and listening to The Day Shift with me and brownstoneworldwide.com. So let's get into some more news and information that you can use before we wrap this up. Y'all ready for this? All right. So literally, a Minnesota high school freshman is left paralyzed after trying to make a tackle. And so the family has some concerns, and they're expressing a hope for recovery. So let's check this out, you guys. This is an article that is literally over on brownstoneworldwide.com. You can go ahead and check it out. He's actually paralyzed after a freak accident during the first quarter of the first game of the season last week, his family and his coach said. So Ethan Glenn, a freshman at Bloomington Jefferson High School, was going for a tackle and tripped before falling headfirst into an opponent, his coach said. The 15-year-old's family created a Caring Bridge and GoFundMe in hopes of raising money for the teen's surgeries. Prayers going out to his family. Once again, where am I getting my news and information from right now? Well, it's literally at brownstoneworldwide.com. You can go ahead and check it out for yourself and see what all the hype is about. We actually launched last week, Monday, on Labor Day. I don't know what we were thinking, because I literally was traveling back to Atlanta on that day. But we went on ahead and did it anyway. So let's talk about online identity. Still an issue, still some things that need to happen for us to stay in control of how things are found out about us. So a couple of things that I always like to do myself personally is I don't share my information online. What I normally do is I'll use like a prepaid debit card or something like that if I'm going to be making any purchases through online sources. So actually these days, fewer things can cause more anxiety than the thought of someone actually going around and tracking and monitoring your every move online. We know what that's like. I don't know if anyone else has experienced it, but one of the other things that is really crazy is you're adding to that frustration with the prevalence of online ads that reach every corner of the internet. And sometimes when you tap on those ads and you're interested in something, the first thing that you do is you enter your information. Okay, so what I am going to suggest that you do is get what's called Control D. Control D, the letter D like dog. It's a one-touch solution for any and everyone who wants to actually get some control and secure their online identity. So actually, it's a software that can be used. It actually blocks ads and protects yourself and your family, and it does so without compromising your internet speed. So you definitely want to go ahead and check that out when you have an opportunity. All right. All right. Once again, you guys, you are paying attention to, you are watching me on brownstoneworldwide.com. This is the day shift. And I am practicing right now, y'all. So let's go ahead and check out some of the things we want you guys to do today. We want you to check out more news and information that you can use right here on this particular platform, wherever you're currently watching or listening. If you're listening on KCCR Radio, the Brownstone, we do appreciate you. We expect you all to continue to listen throughout the day. We've got some great shows and we've got some great music that you can listen to. And here's something else too, guys. If you are a small business and you are looking to get some business funding, which a lot of us are actually in the need of, go ahead and check out getabbl.com. And it is not for a Brazilian butt lift. It is literally getabrownstonebussinessloan.com. Go ahead and check them out. Even if you are a gig worker, you'll literally be able to get some support and get some help. And sometimes they're able to help you and you'll have cash in your bank account within 24 hours. Go ahead and check it out at getabbl.com. We have actually partnered with a couple of different agencies to provide you with that particular service. So again, getabbl.com is where you want to go. Here's what I need you guys to do on Sunday is you can check out the Sunday Brunch, which actually airs Sundays, 11 a.m. and again at 6 p.m. on KCCR Radio, the Brownstone Center. Go ahead and check us out. It is a great show. Why would I say that? Because it's me. It's jazz. It's gospel. It's all of the things that are going to give you a lift that you need throughout your Sunday. And it's going to help you to cool out and chill out because right after the Sunday brunch is Eye of the Storm with DJ Tony Sanchez. He comes to hang out with you guys and give you jazz and blues to round out your Sunday, help you to relax and bring it down 1,000. Okay. So definitely we're excited about those two shows right there. We also want to talk about, y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? We have a new show that has started on Brownstone Worldwide TV, BWTV at brownstoneworldwide.com and also on KCCR. And it is with this beautiful sister. Her name is Marshawn Olanio and her website is marshaonolanio.com. You can go ahead and check her out. She is a relationship specialist. And one of the cool things that I want to let you know is her show is called Love Restored. Her first episode is actually aired, and you can go ahead and check out the re-air at bwtv.com, or rather BWTV on brownstoneworldwide.com if you want more information about her show. And it was a beautiful show, literally. Well, I mean, you know, she's talking about self-love, and that's the first love that you should have is one for yourself. So go ahead and check her out as well. So listen, folks, let's get a little bit deeper into some of the news and information that you can use, right? So let's head back over to our brownstoneworldwide.com news feed, and let's find out what's happening in the world. Y'all, let's talk about restaurant workers. Restaurant workers is a career most people really don't choose as like a long-term option for themselves. Most times it's people that are doing in-between jobs or they've made it a career for themselves, but they move up through the ranks. And one of the things that is hard for a lot of restaurant workers is the fact that We have customers who literally don't know how to treat people. I am from the food service industry. I actually worked in most of my days as a college student waiting tables for different restaurants and so forth because the tips were really good, y'all. Don't get it twisted. There are people out there that do pretty well when it comes to making money, especially if you are in a great restaurant, a great experience. So one of the things that is really disheartening, though, is the fact that you can come across some pretty despicable customers. And boy, have I got some stories for you. But here's the thing. Human beings can be absolutely rude, and no one knows that as well as people like myself and others who are in the restaurant, bar, and coffee shop industries. And, let me just say this. If you don't know how to treat people, don't go. So let's give you some examples of what people can do to people who are serving you your food. And I want you to let that sink in what I just said. They are serving you your food. So we have one restaurant worker who says, this one guy who hated his order so much that he waved me over and told me to put my hand out, then proceeded to spit out the entirety of what was in his mouth into my hand, then told me to refund him and make him something else. That is an absolute no. There would be all kinds of smoke in the city had that been me. Barista here, we had a guy that regularly came in and ordered a complicated drink. He always finished the order by asking for a finger swirl in the drink. If you gave him a confused list, he would say, well, how else am I going to taste you? He was the worst. I worked at Domino's. I had a guy throw a handful of pennies at me while laughing that the 30 odd cents was my tip. He was mad when I turned around and walked away without picking up any of them. His exact words were, oh my money's not good enough for you? Fine, I'll never order Domino's again. I've never had a customer fire themselves like that before. It was great. I had someone order hot water, and when I brought it out to her in a cup, she said, now that cup is clean. You can dump that out and put tea in it, please. I was literally speechless. And so when situations like that happen to a lot of people, we have to be careful how we treat folks because you never know when you are going to be on the receiving end of that kind of treatment, right? I think that's just terrible. Good morning to everybody who is joining me here this morning. Good morning. This is the Day Shift. It is a part of brownstoneworldwide.com. If you want more news and information that you can use, I do encourage you to head over to brownstoneworldwide.com, where I'm actually getting this information from, because we are a part of top stories, finance, cryptocurrency. We have money, world, sports, entertainment. We got music, politics. Of course, we can't forget the brownstone itself, where you can get all kinds of cool stuff. So listen, y'all, it's hot in here. I turned my AC off last night because it got a little chilly, which is really interesting because I'm in Georgia. And so I'm sitting here and I'm like, now the fan is on. Okay. So congratulations to Adrienne Bailon, who actually helped to deliver her son. She got a chance, she said, to pull him out. A little TMI there, but we're going to go ahead and check out what she had to say. Congratulations to she and her husband. I know that wasn't she a part of The View, y'all? She was? Okay. So former host of, The Real, sat along her husband, Israel Houghton, and you guys know him. He is actually, let's see, isn't he a gospel performer? Okay, so they shared their home delivery experience with their baby boy, Ever. That's his name. The Oughtons opted for home birth to have all of their loved ones present. So the TV star even took part in helping bring her Ever into the world. Obviously, with COVID protocols and all of those kinds of things, you're limited to how many people can be in the room, Bailon explains. So let's see. Adrienne spoke highly about home births and having the people you love most in the room while welcoming a new one into the family. She wanted her surrogate to have support, and she wanted to make sure that everyone that she loved was in the room. So her sister, obviously, she said she wanted her to be there, her mom to be there. And so guess what? With the home birth, you don't have those limitations. So literally, my mom was there. She said her sister was there. They tucked in a room right behind them with her niece and his daughter. So they met him within minutes of being born. And so again, she helped to pull out her new baby. And so actually a lot of people were like, oh my God, that's so super cringy. So she used a surrogate to actually deliver her, to carry and to deliver her son. So I'm not sure if she has any fertility issues. It's, guess what? None of my business. None of my business. All right. Let's grab some more news and information that you can use right from brownstoneworldwide.com. We're actually going to head over to our finance area and let's talk about Black businesses that are struggling right now. And it's actually eateries that they're saying is actually part of the issue. So let's take a look and see what is happening. So a study led by researchers at the University of Washington shows that visits to restaurants that identify as Black owned dropped off after uh, after some initial spikes compared to those without a label. University of Washington reports the study used the cell phone location data to track visits to restaurants that identify as Black owned and found visits dropped off compared to other restaurants after some initial spikes and were inconsistent in 20 US cities. So this study was actually published last month in the Annals of the American Association of Geographers and is one of the first studies to use cell phone location data to estimate and compare restaurant visits. After the Black Lives Matter movement and the focus on racial equity, numerous companies, including Yelp, Instagram, and Google, actually started labeling businesses as Black owned to increase awareness and opportunities for Black entrepreneurs. Researchers found there were significant differences between Black owned restaurants and ones where the ownership wasn't indicated throughout 20 cities measured by declines in visits. So during the first few months after Black owned labeling began, Black restaurants in Baltimore, Charlotte, and Denver were among those that showed the highest spikes in visits compared to eateries whose ownership was unreported in June and July 2020. However, as fall of 2020 came, visits to Black owned restaurants actually declined, eventually leading to large disparities between Black owned eateries and other restaurants. I'm not surprised. One of the things that we do a lot is, we'll support for a little while and then we go back to what we normally do. Not sure exactly why that is a trend, but let's see. However, as a fall of 2020, big tech plays an increasingly influential role in almost every aspect of our everyday life, especially in today's economic recovery, and Black owned labeling campaigns appears to be well intended. However, that's starting to wane. That is starting to wane. Okay, so I encourage everybody, if you can find a way to, support Black and brown businesses and those who are small business owners, go ahead and show them some love and get to the bottom of supporting businesses in our community. I think that that's great. All right, so you guys, once again, you are watching brownstoneworldwide.com with me, your girl Paulette, and we are providing you news and information that you can use. So you guys, check this out. Let's see. Next week, Cullen's Corner is returning to the fold on Thursday evenings. I would encourage you to check us out. Hot topics are what we literally live for, and we are going to be talking about parenting on our next show. And we also have some love and relationship topics, which you guys already know. Cullen is notorious for pulling from you all's emails that you send to give us some more information, to literally not give us some more information. What am I talking about? Oh, I'm looking at this. So these folks literally send emails to Cullen for advice on things that they're going through. So last week we talked about body count on our live group. It's called Brownstone's Best. You can go ahead and check it out on Facebook, and it's free to join, doesn't cost you anything. I would encourage you to check it out. All right. One of the things that we need to be able to do here at the Brownstone is we need to be able to keep the lights on. Yes, we literally do need to keep the lights on. So I'm going to encourage you to head over to brownstoneworldwide.com. And there are two ways that you can help us keep the lights on. One is by advertising or sponsoring specific segments of brownstoneworldwide.com. We're going to be providing a link here in just a second so that you all can get the link. You can share it or whatever. We are super excited to be providing you guys with this information. I'm going to go ahead and put this bit.ly link here so you all will be able to follow it and get some much needed advertising to your platform. So let's see. I'm going to put that at the bottom of my screen. There you go. Advertise with the Brownstone. Advertise with the Brownstone. bit.ly/advertise with the Brownstone. How can you advertise with us? Go ahead and fill out that little form there. It's going to pop open a screen for you, and then we'll be sending you an advertising deck so you can see which packages would work best for you. And we have packages for everybody's budget, so you definitely want to check us out. Now, these are introductory prices since we are still growing. But what I would encourage you guys to do is to check it out and see what it is, because after a while, that price is going to go up, y'all. The price is the price. All right. Okay. Let's get back into more news and information that you can use before it's time for me to go. Okay. I got a busy day ahead of me, and I'm sure that you all do. A couple of things that we want you to definitely check out is more news and information that is really going to be important for you guys. Let's see. Oh, y'all, college football week 2 has begun. The 15 best cities to own a swimming pool is also part of that. So when I say also part of that, I definitely am talking about brownstoneworldwide.com. So let's head over to the kitchen in the Brownstone and let's see what information is available so that we can share with you. Did y'all know that this is Heart Health Month? Did y'all know that? Let's take a look and see what it says. So if you head over to the kitchen, and of course, where will you help take care of your heart? With the meals that you prepare. So if you head over to the kitchen, there's an article there that talks about protecting your heart health. So big shout out to some of our contributing writers and platforms who actually provide us with content. And we're able to share that with you guys. This fall, we're actually recognizing National Cholesterol Education Month, and it's time to reflect upon the importance of heart health and highlight the impact of high cholesterol on cardiovascular disease. Okay, so as a cardiologist and a physician, the young lady who actually wrote this article for us is both. So that's pretty cool. She's basically saying all of the things that we need to know. So understanding your cholesterol. So here's 2 things that I learned. So when I got the article and we took a look at it as editors. For those who are unaware, cholesterol is a fatty molecule that circulates in the blood. There are 2 main types of cholesterol. There's HDL cholesterol, which is good for your health, and LDL cholesterol, which is bad for it. As the amount of LDL cholesterol increases, so too does the risk of cholesterol slowly building in your arteries, contributing to an increased likelihood of heart disease and stroke. Because LDL cholesterol is the main source of this artery clogging plaque, it's very important to monitor your cholesterol levels so you can take action to address them. So the American Heart Association actually recommends following the check, change, and control method to manage your risk. Check your cholesterol levels. Change your diet and lifestyle to help improve your levels and control your cholesterol with help from your doctor if you need it. Now, once you've identified your LDL cholesterol levels, the next step is going to be to find the right treatment for yourself. And that might mean meds. That might mean, doing those things like changing your diet and your lifestyle, putting up a fight when you're on the treadmill, just, putting in a little bit of extra oomph, if you will, increasing the amount of fruits and vegetables that you get in your diet, right? Because you know what? A lot of us are literally on the go all of the time. And so we find ourselves consuming things that are questionable. So there we go. All right. So I just definitely wanted to share that with you guys. Where are you going to get a lot of this information? You're going to head over to brownstoneworldwide.com. All right. So once again, if you are interested in becoming a part of the Brownstone, before we do some new and interesting and different things coming up, we've got some summits that are coming up that you don't want to miss. We've got the end of the year that is going to be coming up pretty soon. Here's something else that I definitely want you to go and check out too, is the main page, brownstoneworldwide.com. You will actually see the Sunday brunch products available there. They are digital downloads. And since we are in the process of continuing to increase and raise funds here, we are asking you to go ahead and check out 2 of the Sunday brunch products. One is a month of Sundays. It's actually a month of Sunday brunches, including the Sunday brunch recipes. And then there is also my Brownstone Living daily day-by-day planner that you can purchase as well. I'll be sharing more information about that with you guys soon. So you guys, My time is up here. I am really glad that you all had an opportunity to spend with me. Here's what I'm going to ask that you do. Come back and hang out with me, because guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to come back this evening and we're going to be doing tips, topics, and talk. And we're going to talk more about the brownstone. You all, I've had a really great time. I've got some things I've got to run around and do. Go ahead and follow us on Facebook. We're at the Brownstone Center. Join Brownstone's Best. It's the group where we hang out throughout the day and we talk about hot topics. We share news and information that you can use, tips, topics, and talk. Go ahead and check out the Sunday brunch and most definitely hang out with KCCR Radio, the Brownstone, throughout your day at kccrthebrownstone.com. Or you can check us out on the app by downloading us to your Android or iOS devices. You guys, my time is up here. I will see you again for another edition of The Day Shift on Monday. We'll see you later.